So on this channel, I know that recently I've been giving most of my attention to High School DxD, and while I do love that series, I think it's important to sometimes take a break from making videos on the same thing. So I was thinking, what would be a good anime or manga to talk about? Well, I figured, why not revisit the past? For those of y'all that have been following the channel for a while, you'd recognize my first ever video that's still public is about Makima. So I figured, let's go back to Makima. It's been a bit over a year since my power scaling video about her, and looking back, that video was not the best. The editing was kind of like a slideshow, and if I remember correctly, didn't even really have a script to it, and it was me rambling on a lot. And it was a sloppily made video. But I think now I have improved quite a bit. I've improved since then. Like a year ago, I'm not gonna lie, my videos were pretty sloppy, but I'd like to say that I've improved. I think I've definitely improved quite a bit since early 2024. But this time, with Makima, I wanted to do something different. Instead of power scaling, I want to instead look at her as a character. Sure, there are probably many mistakes I made with power scaling, and maybe even major ones that I probably could, go back and kind of talk about, and kind of like say I made these mistakes, let me fix them. But if I'm being honest, I don't want to do that because I don't want to be a power scaler anymore. I think for the most part, it's not interesting for me anymore. And while most of my power scaling videos have pulled in quite a bit of views compared to my other videos, it's just not something that excites me at this point. I prefer to talk about the character and not just what they can do. And with Makima, it was never her power skill mean, it was her character. There's just something about Makima that invests you into her mystery and the story as a whole in general. So get ready, everyone. I'm CloudyKai, CloudyKai35 on Twitch, and CloudyKai96 on Superhero Squad Online. And this is my character analysis on my favorite villain in all of anime and manga. She's in my top 10 favorite villains in all of fiction. The mysterious, illustrious Makima. So first of all, I want to go over Makima's introduction to the story at the end of chapter 1. This introduction for me is extremely memorable and sets up a lot of the story and its themes to come. When first meeting her, we had just seen Denji slaughter all of the zombie devil's minions and the mafia members who treated him like a pet for years. At this point, Denji believes he is finally a free man, no longer tied to the mafia's debt, but unfortunately, only moments later, Makima tears it all away. Makima gives Denji an ultimatum: die as a devil or serve her as a human. This only pulls him back into the same situation as before, only now it's a pretty woman controlling him and he is given better living conditions, but he's still a puppet. This short dialogue alone establishes Makima as a manipulative character knowing how to lure people into being controlled by her. This overall was an extremely strong introduction to her character and sets her up to be a compelling villain. Immediately in the next chapter, Fujimoto reveals even more about Makima's manipulative ways. We start to see how she seduces Denji in an effort to make him, as she calls it, her dog. When Denji asks what kind of guy she's into, she responds with, "Guys like you, Denji." She knows that she has this boy wrapped around her finger and uses it to her advantage. She is basically grooming Denji, which she made even clearer later on. Yeah, I think anyone who pays enough attention to Chainsaw Man, even on a surface level, can see this. Makima is just a horrible person. Makima also threatens to put down Denji if he doesn't follow her orders, establishing that she basically owns him and she's his master. At first, Denji thinks about running away, but by the end of the chapter, he's already completely under Makima's spell, and he even lets her feed him as if he was her pet. After this, Denji gets paired up with Aki, and we see Makima has a similar effect on him, where Aki kind of speaks about Makima like she's like the best thing ever, like he owes everything to Makima and shit like that. Like, heavy glaze, I know, but yeah, he just talks like how she owes him everything, and he's clearly been manipulated by Makima as well, maybe in some different ways, but none of them yet realize it. We also then meet Power soon after, and throughout the series, despite Power boasting about being like the greatest thing ever and appearing very confident most of the time, she is incredibly scared by Makima. She's always frightened of what Makima may do to her if she doesn't comply, and it's made clear that if Power didn't comply with Makima's orders, she would be killed. All of the main cast of Chainsaw Man have been manipulated to be Makima's puppet. Even most of the side devil hunters, separate from the main cast, are either being manipulated or extremely scared of her. The only, or at least one of the only exceptions, seems to be Himeno, who really doesn't like Makima that much. But that's enough of talking about all these goobers. Let's get back to Makima and Denji specifically, since they're the most important for this character analysis. So skipping through the timeline, we now see Denji with Makima as he is filling out paperwork. Seeing that something is on his mind, she takes this opportunity to figure out what it is so she can take advantage of it. Denji reveals that he achieved his dream of copying a field with Power, but it felt empty. It felt like something was missing. Makima uses this to seduce Denji. She wraps her hand around his, leaves her bite mark on his finger to make sure he always recognizes her by it. Remember this is going to come back later in the video, like a lot later in the video, near the end of the video. Remember this though. Then, she even puts his hand on her breast. She shows him just a sliver of intimacy to even further wrap him around his finger and drive him to do whatever she wants. Following this, she even promises that if Denji defeats the Gun Devil, she will fulfill any fantasy that he has. This is the goal for Denji for the rest of Chainsaw Man Part 1, as she manipulates Denji to do her bidding, just so he can get a chance with Makima. Already, we can see how manipulative and evil Makima can be. She uses her position of power and her feminine charms to achieve her goals by using other people. People like Denji, who she seduced as well as given a seemingly better life, making Denji look up to her as a better master than the Mafia, almost like a goddess. She took advantage of Aki's desire for revenge, and she instilled a fear strong enough in power to make her comply. Everyone under Makima is a dog to her, a pet who serves their one master, her. Denji has been so manipulated and seduced by Makima to the point where he doesn't even want to have intimacy with anyone else but her. When Himeno kissed him, although he was previously excited, now that Makima was there, he wasn't as excited. Especially not, after getting thrown up, like, in his mouth. That was kind of crazy and disgusting. And even when Himeno tries to get intimate with him, he refuses because he thought of Makima and his love for her. And to be honest, in this case, this is a good thing that he rejected Himeno here, because Himeno's 22 and Denji's kind of 16 at the time. Yeah, the kissing scene was already pretty suspicious, but the sex would have been a damn prison sentence. Not to mention, she was also drunk, so clearly not in the right head in the moment anyways. So I think it was better for both parties that Denji rejected her drunken advances, and they kind of just never spoke about that again, because, yeah. But back to Makima, we get to the train scene. Basically, Makima is in a train and is then killed. Shocker, I know. Damn, well, I guess that's the end of the video, guys. Thanks for watching. I'm joking. We see then later that she has been revived, and this panel is just amazing. The way the panel is drawn is how she stares so blankly just gives us such a creepy and horrific vibe to it, and I love it. Fujimoto was really good with horror and just making things look creepy in general, and it shows. Although Makima's true nature and abilities are still shrouded in mystery, you start to see there's something wrong with her. She's not who she seems, and she doesn't seem human. This is further shown when we see her use her powers for the first time, with only a simple hand gesture being able to flatten people and kill them immediately. This does an excellent job at showing off how scary Makima is, even without knowing who she is or her intentions. The mystery about her may even make her scarier at this point in the manga. We get the hint of something sinister behind those soulless, yellow, spiraling eyes. This is made even clearer in the Reze Arc. In the beginning of this arc, we get Makima's date with Denji, their date to the movie theater. We see Makima continue to manipulate Denji and his love for her. We also get a glimpse at something genuine from Makima. When watching the movie together, we see Makima crying. We've never seen Makima with any real emotions in her eye until this point. But for the first time, Makima shows some sort of emotion. Something about the movie they were watching moved her. Even Denji notices this. I think this really helps flesh out Makima's character and shows that there's maybe some humanity somewhere deep inside her soulless yellow eyes. Moving on to the end of this arc, we get to see Makima kill Reze. Throughout this entire arc, we get mentions of the country mouse and the town mouse, and it's an old Aesop fable that I'll just kind of explain real quick. The country mouse is able to live a peaceful life, but not enjoy the delicious food of the town. The town mouse gets to enjoy what the country mouse can't, but they are most likely to be killed by cats and humans more than the country mouse would be. Denji is very clearly a town mouse, with him risking his life every day for the better lifestyle being offered to him by Makima. Makima tells Reze that she prefers the country mouse because she likes to lead hunting dogs to kill them. She likes to drag them out from their peaceful lives. Despite the sliver of humanity we saw early in this arc, we yet again see how truly evil and sinister she truly is. She is a monster. The next time we see Makima is in the International Assassins arc, where we see her go up against the Darkness Devil. Here, despite him being one of the most powerful devils in all of existence, she actually does hold her own. She is clearly way more powerful than any human would with just simply a contract should be. For something about her power being hidden from us, a secret that will be in time revealed. We see her even more manipulate Denji, using his love for her to have him defeat Santa Claus. Yeah, that's a devil here. You know, Santa Claus is, yeah, there's a devil here. You know, we're gonna move on with that. Yeah, like, y'all probably, if you haven't read the manga, probably like, who the fuck? Let me Santa Claus a devil? Yeah. Yeah, that's just how things work in Chainsaw Man, I guess. But moving on, there's not much else to cover in this arc, specifically for when we're talking about Makima. So let's head straight into the Gun Devil arc, the second to last arc of part 1. The first time we see Makima in this arc, she's eating with Denji and mentions a vacation she was planning on taking ever since many chapters ago. She then asks Denji if he'd like to go ahead and go with her, knowing that he'd most likely jump at the opportunity to do so. However, ever since their encounter with the Darkness Devil in the previous arc, Power began to have night terrors about the said devil. We see a more mature Denji who, instead of jumping up at the opportunity to go with Makima, he wants to take care of Power instead. Makima insists that she leave Power in the care of the public safety facility, but Denji still refuses. Unfortunately, this was all according to Makima's plan. At the same time, Aki wishes to withdraw from the Gun Devil mission. He does this as he's scared for the well-being of Denji and Power if they go through with it, but Makima summons them to her office saying that while Aki may withdraw, Denji and Power must stay and continue with the mission. Once again, we see Makima be the disposable manipulator that we know her to be. Of course, Aki takes back his withdrawal and decides to go along with the mission. Makima knew this would happen. She knew that the three have grown way too close for him to just let them go without her supervision. No matter what Aki wanted, Makima had more sinister plans for him. But we get an even bigger bombshell in this scene. It's revealed that the Gun Devil has already been captured with different portions of it spread across the nations of the world, and that the true goal is to capture the Gun Devil from the other countries for Japan to gain the upper hand, most likely resulting in a war. They never wanted the Gun Devil to be killed, but Gun Devil never will truly die. Denji, realizing this, also comes to the realization that the deal Makima made with him early in the series will never come true, where Makima promised to fulfill any wish of his if he killed the Gun Devil. If it was already made clear enough, Makima was just leading Denji on, having him chase something he never achieved. But Denji still doesn't exactly fully realize this yet, that Makima was just kind of lying to him. Back to Aki, he begins to have his premonitions thanks to his contract with the Future Devil. He and Power will be slaughtered by Chainsaw Man, and the devil, feared the most, will rise. Aki accepts his death is near, but wants to do all in his power to protect Denji and Power, so he goes to Makima, who's on a beach alongside Angel Devil. He asks her to give him a contract with any devil, so he can be strong enough to protect his friends, who have now become a family to him. This is when Makima offers him a contract with her. Then she orders him to make a contract with her, as she stares into the soul of Aki with those same terrifying, soulless, yellow, spiraling eyes. From the Angel Devil, we get a flashback of his past, the past he'd forgotten, where Makima had made him kill countless people to show off his powers. And then Aki makes the deal to do a contract with Makima. Everything has been leading up to this. Makima's plan is finally in motion. She has Aki right where she wants him, willing to make a contract with her. Angel tries to stop her, but she effortlessly defeats him and asks him to give all of himself to her. Despite his rebellious attempt only moments ago, he immediately agrees. Makima, more clear than ever, is not normal. And with the fact that Aki was able to make a contract with her, means she isn't human. Makima is in fact a devil. She then revealed that the Gun Devil operation have already been exposed, and that it seemed like they were going to be going down the road that would result in the most damage in this war, being something that she actually did not want. So despite her manipulative, controlling, evil nature, it seemed like she wanted the least damage to humanity as possible. So while we've seen how horrible Devil Makima can be, it's possible that there truly is something human underneath. We then switch over to the United States government making a deal with the Gun Devil so that it can take out Makima, as they've learned her plan. And we get official confirmation that not only is she a devil, she's the Control Devil, something that's been alluded to the entire series. Makima is always in control of someone. Denji, Aki, Power, all of the public safety divisions under her command were influenced and manipulated by her. She made everyone into her chess piece and they were oblivious. The way she made Aki and Angel Devil submit to her have immediately as well makes even more clear. Like I said earlier, all three of the main characters have been controlled by her in some way. Denji through his lust and naivety. Aki through his desire for revenge and care for his friends, and power out of fear. Everything building up to this point had been setting up Makima being a control devil. I personally think that this was the perfect twist that makes perfect sense. In the very next chapter, we see Makima face off against the Gun Devil. So we get the villain that the series has hyped up since the beginning, the early chapters, versus the twist villain that the series has slowly built up and alluded to. This fight's not very long at all, only a handful of pages, but I like the fight. As the Gun Devil unleashes his barrage, we see him get a shot on Makima's head, where it's revealed that this is her 29th death, meaning that the train scene was probably 28th, but immediately she resurrects as a red halo forms on her head. Why she's able to resurrect is not yet revealed, but I'll get into it once it is. It just does get explained, not right now though. Makima then activates her ability, as we see even more people chain up to her, under her control. Yutaro Kuruse and Michiko Tendo, who are contracted with the Punishment Devil. Akane Sawatari, who is contracted with the Snake Devil. Aki Hayakawa, who is contracted with the Future Devil. The Angel Devil, and the Spider Devil. All of these characters we've seen throughout the series have now fallen under Makima's control as one of her own pawns. The very next panel ends the fight, with the Punishment Devil appearing above the Gun Devil. This is the final panel where we don't see who wins. That's up with the mystery until the next chapter. In this next chapter, Denji gets a call from Makima where she reveals that they failed to defeat the Gun Devil and that it took someone's body, and now the Gun Fiend was at their door. Denji thinks that she's playing a prank, but she is being completely serious and she tells him not to think of anything in this fight. Denji tells Power to leave from the balcony immediately so he can take care of the Gun Fiend. We then see at the door, once Denji opens it, Aki, possessed by the Gun Devil because of a situation Makima put him in. Because of Makima manipulating him, she got him killed and possessed by the Gun Devil, who Denji was forced to kill. The family Denji had grew to care for was now being ripped away from him, and it was Makima's fault. After he fights the Gun Devil Fiend and has to kill him, and he has to kill Aki, it turned out that Aki had a lot of money left for Denji when he died. Half of his inheritance went to Denji, and the other half went to Ameno's family. By the way, for those of you watching who hear me mention random characters at some point who haven't mentioned Chainsaw Man, I'm sorry. I know I've barely even mentioned characters like Himeno besides like the whole thing I was talking about earlier. And you may get confused on like who the characters even in, because I do mention characters randomly sometimes. But this is because it's a Makima video mainly, and so I only really focus on events important to talk about Makima for this video specifically. So if a character like isn't talked about at all, and then is randomly talked about, it's because they just weren't important to talk about Makima until that specific part of the video script. But Denji and Power end up getting an apartment and they live there together for a while. One day while Denji is getting ice cream, he feels depressed about having to kill Aki. All of a sudden though, Makima shows up once more. Not gonna lie, she just be showing up out of thin air sometimes. I don't know why, it's just like Batman when it comes to this shit. But she tells Denji to stand up and he complies, making a whiff sound as she calls him a good boy. Once again, like I've said, she's like multiple times, she's manipulated him to obey her. I probably said this like 20 times, you'll all probably get that point now. She then invites Denji to her place, which he accepts. Upon entering, the two are bombarded by countless dogs. This isn't really relevant at all, but I love huskies, and you know, she has huskies. Makima may be a shitty person, but she has good taste in dogs, and I think these huskies are pretty cute. Although her eyes are kind of drawn pretty weirdly, but huskies in real life kind of have creepy looking eyes. But still, pretty cute. So yeah, cute puppies. For the next few pages, everything seems rather wholesome. Makima makes Denji tea and tiramisu as we see her play with the dogs, and a side of Makima we never seen before shows. I do think Makima actually does love these dogs, and her interacting with them is pretty cute. As they are playing with dogs, Makima asks Denji what he desires from her for saving her in the last arc, and then I guess he actually did kill the Gun Devil Fiend, like just recently. She will fulfill any wish of his. He decides that he wants to be her dog. He doesn't want to think for himself anymore. He wants to be Makima's property. She's almost completely broken him at this point. Then we hear a knock at the door from Power, who Makima invited, because she's going to kill her. And Denji is going to be the one who opens the door to Power's demise. As the two are walking towards the door, we get a look at a painting behind the two. I believe this painting is supposed to be Satan descending upon Earth by Gustave Doré. If I'm correct, I think it's supposed to depict Satan tempting Eve in a Garden of Eden, or that's what I heard when I looked up. That's what Google told me. I've seen a lot of people discuss what this picture means, and I've seen a lot of conflicting ideas on what this means. And I don't really know too much about the picture or what it means in here in itself, so I'm just not going to really talk about that too much because I don't really know exactly what that means. But the two continue walking as Denji's conscience tells him not to open that door. But Makima herself then tells him to open it again. We then see Power with a birthday cake for Denji, who's turning 17 tomorrow. Bang! Power is immediately killed by Makima, with her entire torso being eviscerated. Makima brings Denji back inside as she places her head on his lap. Denji thinks it's all a dream. But then Denji hears something coming from Makima. She starts laughing. Makima then reveals her sick and twisted plan. Her plan to break the contract between Pochita and Denji. Even when Denji was living in horrible conditions thanks to the mafia debt, Denji was still happy when he was with Pochita. Even when being in the worst circumstances, he found some way to be happy. Makima had to find a way to break him, so she gave him all what he ever wanted. She made him happier, so that she could take all of it away and break him to the point of never being able to bounce back. She gave him a food, a job, a family, everything he ever wanted. She could rip every last thing away from him. And any happiness, any friends, any wife or children Denji might obtain one day, she would kill them too. Because he must atone for his sins. What were the sins he committed? Well, Makima looked into his past. She not only knew about the door Denji refused to open, but what was inside of it. It was something Denji did inside that Denji had hid inside of his mind as a kid, as he wouldn't be able to live a normal life knowing of what he did. Denji's father didn't take his life. Denji was the one who killed him. In a drunken state, his father almost killed him, so Denji had no choice but to defend himself, and he ended up killing his father. The Mafia chalked this up to him taking his own life, and Denji not only killed his father, but now Aki, and he was responsible for Power's death too. Someone like him doesn't deserve a normal life. Makima then drags Denji out of the apartment, take him somewhere else. Now, to clarify, she doesn't actually hate Denji because he killed his father. I don't think she cares about that part. She hates Denji for other reasons, where we'll get into later in the video, where we get into Makima and Denji's final confrontation. But I think this is where we start to really see how sick and twisted Makima really is with finally seeing her plan. She's never liked Denji, she hates Denji. Denji was simply a pawn like everyone else. Chess pieces to get Makima closer to her goals. But what exactly is her final goal? Well, that's what we find out in this next arc. Enter the final arc of Chainsaw Man Part 1, the Control Devil arc. Here, Denji is taken through a hallway filled with bodies of those who have put their lives on the line for Denji and died because of it. She calls them his followers. She says that they have all been waiting for this day of resurrection before the building they're in is blown up. We see it's a military group Kishibe is involved with that are attempting to kill Makima. Many public safety members then sacrifice their own lives to summon the Hell Devil and do anything in their power to take out Makima, as she is public enemy number 1. Then Makima says, "Save me, Chainsaw Man." In response to this, Denji takes on a new transformation. Now we no longer see Denji, we see the true form of Pochita, the Chainsaw Devil, the Chainsaw Man, the hero of hell. He's basically Amon from Devilman now, and actually my most popular video on this channel is actually going over the similarities between Chainsaw Man and Devilman. I do think that video is pretty flawed now, but feel free to go back and watch it if you like. The Hell Devil then casts Pochita into hell as Kishibe prepares to shoot Makima. But Makima informs him that it will be useless, as the reason why she has died so many times to stay alive is because she made a deal with the Japanese Prime Minister to transfer any damage to her towards a random Japanese citizen. So she's basically been sacrificing the lives of Japanese citizens for her own self-preservation, about 29 at this point. Kishibe asks Makima what she is. She replies that she is a fan of the Chainsaw Devil. In hell, he was a devil feared by all, who when called out for help would slaughter any devil in his path and then slaughter the devils who had cried out for said help. Basically, any devil was on the chopping block of his chainsaws. Some feared him, but some also worshipped him. And the reason why all devils fear his existence is because any devil he eats, the concept of their own existence is erased from reality. The concept of Nazis, nuclear bombs, World War II, AIDS, a sixth sense, and other ends to life besides death have all been devoured and erased by Chainsaw Man. Makima wants to fight Chainsaw Man and beat him so she can control him. Then she will use his power to create a better world. All of his time, this is what Makima wanted. While this whole video I've talked about how despicable Makima is as a person, she's not purely evil. She wants to create a better world for humans, but what does this world look like? One devoid of death, war, Famine, who are actually, funnily enough, later to be revealed her sisters, as them combined with Control are the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse, Makima being the one of Control. Usually it's conquest in biblical lore, I think, but here it's Control, who cares. With the power of Chainsaw Man, she could erase their concepts from existence and make humans happier. Even if she herself were to be eaten, she'd accept. She's his biggest fan after all. It would be an honor. Pochita then comes back from hell as his battle with Makima begins. There's some things that happen with Kobeni between these two events that really are important for this specific video. As the two of them begin to fight, Makima summons to her all the weapon devil hybrids, many that we thought to be dead. Although now they've all been manipulated to follow all of Makima's orders, and she promises whoever can beat Chainsaw Man will go on a date with her. We get some amazing action panels as Pochita makes quick work of many of them, with Makima admitting this looks like a pretty unwinnable fight. We get to see displays of how powerful Makima actually is, with her literally sending Pochita into space with her little finger bang blast things. And with the battle continuing, Makima dies a total of 26 times. I think that puts us at like 55 total deaths or something like that now for Makima. And she wonders why she's not good enough to just get eaten by Chainsaw Man like the other devils. She then summons countless chains attached to people, and she reveals that she actually loves humans, although in the same way humans love dogs. This is the reason why she treats everyone like dogs or like a pawn. Although she likes humans, she still views them as below her. She views her own self like a goddess above them. Makima had also convinced the public that Pochita defeated the Gun Devil, having them all praise him as a hero. Now no longer feared by them, Pochita became weaker. But before Makima could take out Pochita, we then get a last stand from Power, who we saw die chapters ago, resurrect for a short time as a Blood Devil, thanks to some blood from Chainsaw Man. She gets Denji away from Makima, as we get the touching moment between the two before she actually dies for real. And this is a really touching and good moment, and I love this moment, but it's just not important when discussing Makima, sorry about that. Kishibe takes Denji and Kobeni into hiding as Denji thinks of ways to take out Makima, but her manipulation ran so deep that even now he still loves her, despite everything she did. But later, we see Denji at a cemetery about to confront Makima for their final battle. Denji asks that if in this new world she wants to make, would there still be crappy movies? Makima then asks with disgust in her face that why did Pochita turn back to Denji? It replies to him saying that she thinks that the world will be better off without them. Denji then says that means he'll have to take her out then. Then we see Makima express her true hatred for Denji. The reason being that his appearance and way of speaking aren't worthy of Chainsaw Man. This is why she truly hates Denji. The final battle between Makima and Denji then commences, and in my opinion this is the best battle in the series, and one of my favorites in all of manga. Fujimoto shows that he's a master of the craft of drawing manga, and creates just a masterpiece of a fight. I could laze this fight for so long, but I won't waste time with that right now. At the end of the fight, Makima holds Denji's heart in his hands, or I guess his Pochita heart, whatever. She explains Chainsaw Man should be a chaotic being, and not someone with humanity such as Denji, and that if he was going to get in the way of Makima's goals of being with Pochita, then he should die. She rips out the Pochita heart, seemingly killing Denji. Makima expresses to the Pochita heart that she belongs to him now, or he belongs to her. I really messed up with the script. And the two of them will be together forever. They'll live a happy life together. So that's how Chainsaw Man ends, folks. Denji fails to beat Makima, and she creates a brand new world of Pochita by her side. Thanks for watching, everyone. Make sure to wait a minute. What the fuck is that? What? You finally let your guard down. I'll be taking Pochita back now. Thanks. Man, talk about a close one. I wound up using every last drop of blood of Power gave me. How are you? That Denji you were fighting? The whole time that was Pochita, I tore off my heart. I vaguely remember being able to fight like that. So yeah. Your wound is healing slow, right? That's because I made that chainsaw from Power's blood. I'm making it run amok inside of you. This is hardly enough to... Yeah, I don't expect a cheap trick like this to work on you. Oh, Master should pick us up. Great timing. Sorry about this, Miss Makima. Despite Makima viewing Denji as just a dumb human, below her, he outsmarted her. But you may be asking, how does Denji take out Makima once for all? Because, you know, the whole deal she had with the Prime Minister. Well, Denji ate her. Yeah, he literally made her into a meal and ate her. Why did this work? Well, apparently Denji wasn't out to attack her with this, as he still loved her. Just to make it clear, Denji's not like a cannibal. He didn't like want to eat her. He's not just a raging cannibal, unless we're talking about Pochita, but Pochita's a different being. Pochita's literally a devil. But because of his love for her, this wasn't considered an attack, so it worked. And Makima didn't resurrect as Makima. Shiba then asked Denji how he got to sneak on Makima, and well, Makima perceives everyone via scent and not actual faces. Makima never saw Denji and only chanced him from the very start. Never once did she actually care about Denji, or like I said, even see him. A kid then walks up to Denji and bites his finger, the same way Makima had done so. I told y'all that this would come back later on. The bite that even if Denji had lost all senses, he recognized as hers. It's a reincarnation of the control devil. Shiba entrusts the child to Denji as his caretaker to make sure that she doesn't become like Makima. The girl's name is Nayuta, and Denji takes in Nayuta alongside Makima's dogs. In Denji's dreams, we see Pochita, who expresses that Denji made his dream of hugging someone come true, and that he wants Denji to make the control devil's dream come true as well. He reveals that Makima just wanted an equal relationship with someone, but because of her devil nature, she could only form them out of power and fear. She longed for a family, and that's why she wanted Pochita for herself, as she viewed him as the only person that could be equal, or only devil that could be equal to her. The only being she could possibly have an equal relationship with. Although it was in the wrong way, she legitimately did want a better world for everyone, where everyone will be happy and she'd have a family. And that she wanted to, and so Pochita wants Denji to show Nayuta happiness, the happiness that Makima didn't get to have because of how she was raised in her mindset. So we finally see the full picture of Makima. She was mostly a despicable, manipulative, evil individual because of her upbringing, but there was some humanity lingering inside of her in the very end. And, like I said, in the end, she just wanted an equal relationship in a better way for everyone. She just went about it in a very twisted way. But with Nayuta, maybe this incarnation with the control devil can learn to live in a different way than Makima did, and actually be happy and see others as equal individuals and be able to form those connections, unlike the way Makima did. Alright, that's all for this video. This is actually the second full recording I did. I did one yesterday, but I wasn't happy with it, just because like I just wasn't happy with that recording. So I did another recording. This one, I think this recording is actually a bit shorter because I think I cut out some of the yapping I did. So the video is not as long as it originally was, but it's still decently long. But yeah, I actually really like making this video. It took a while for me to make the script because it was a big script, like over 5,000 word script. So it did take a while, but I think I'm happy with how it's been turning out so far, and I hope y'all liked the video. I'm definitely gonna do more Chainsaw Man videos. I might start doing like those like kind of like skits, like voiceover skits you kind of see online, like the RG33 Chainsaw Man skits, and or like anime skits like those. Like there's other people that do these kind of skits, but I kind of want to start trying to do those. I'll be doing more voiceovers, be doing more analysis, and more reviews of stuff. And like right now in my mind, there's High School DxD Season 2 review. There's an Azazel video, Ross White's videos on my mind. I want to eventually make a character analysis on Denji, Yoru, and Asa, and maybe make another video about Chainsaw Man and Devilman. This time, like putting the two against each other and trying to see what's better between the two series. But yeah. Besides that, follow my Twitch, Twitter. I don't like post on Patreon a lot, so you really gotta follow that. I'm not gonna put that link down there. If you like this video, make sure to like, follow, subscribe, share, and that comic channel is coming. It's just gonna be a while because I kind of want to build up videos, but that channel is indeed coming. Just wait, it will be a while because I'm trying to post on here and have shit ready for that one, so it's going to be a bit, but the comic channel will eventually be coming, and I can't wait to show it all to you. But that'll be in this video. I hope y'all have a blessed day. Peace.